And we are back. Another little bonus episode for you. We're going to catch up on all the silly season stuff. So I wrote them all down, Spencer. Can you believe how long this list is?
It is massive.
It's massive. So we're going to go through that. We're going to go through the Daytona Open cars, talk a little bit about that. If we haven't talked your ear off by the end of it, we'll get into the Clash a little bit.
Yeah.
If we don't,
good.
it's the Clash.
It's the Clash.
It doesn't matter.
Heat race.
Yeah.
We kind of touched on it last episode.
Yeah. So we'll be fine either way, but I think we just need to get right into it. So
let's do it.
My name's Austin.
My name's Spencer.
Let's drop the green.
Truth's been told, and I've seen my head cut us low. Come on, save my soul with a bar guitar and a honky tonk.
All right, so let's jump right into it. The only way I know to do this, Spence, is to just roll down the list.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I got them all. You can see on your sheet I had to write one in.
Yeah, you did have to write one in.
So basically how I did this, I went through the NASCAR drivers.
Uh-huh.
And then just everybody I saw that was different.
Yeah.
So there's no science to this. I could have left one out.
Okay.
The reason I left AJ out is because I'm so used to seeing AJ in the 16.
Yeah.
But if you remember, he wasn't full-time last year.
Yeah, no, he's full-time this year.
He's full-time this year.
Yeah.
So let's start there. So these are in alphabetical order.
Okay.
No particular order, but alphabetical is the order.
Okay.
So
by last name.
By last name,
Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
okay.
Good catch.
Okay. Yeah, I know the alphabet.
Yeah. You're surprising me daily.
I try.
So, number one, we got AJ Allmendinger, and he's returning to the 16
At Colleague.
At Colleague, yeah. So,
Okay.
kind of what happened there, from what I gather, is they kind of took a little bit of a rebuilding year, took people's money, pay to play. And we're going to, later on, we'll see that they're not quite done with that. But, they're back to wanting to compete, win races more than likely. So I think last time AJ won a race, he was full-time in 22. He was full-time at the Roval. He wasn't in the playoffs.
That's right.
And they were like, everyone's like, he's going to be in the playoffs because of the road courses.
Yeah.
He didn't make it, and then he wins the Roval.
Yeah.
And then all the discussion, like they already knew he wasn't going to be full-time, and everyone's like, why? What are we doing?
Yeah.
And Colleague's whole slogan or whatever you want, they say we're trophy hunting. And then they put Daniel Hemrick in the car.
Yeah.
So I don't understand
what
that.
are you
But
doing?
what do you think about this? What are your expectations?
My expectations are he has to play well on the road courses for sure.
That's got to be their only chance.
I feel like to win one, with speed, he has to do well on the road courses. But the ovals, I don't expect too much. I mean,
I'd say like Martinsville, he'd be good. He's pretty good at anywhere there's hard braking.
Yeah,
he's pretty good. But then
but
the
even
Xfinity
at Martinsville though, the racing's so different compared to the Xfinity car.
Yeah, but I mean, he's ran Martinsville in the Cup car.
I know, but he didn't do nothing. Like, I don't remember him.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Exactly.
I'd have to go back and
I feel like if he did good, we would remember. Like, hey, Allmendinger had a chance to win. He finished top 3.
Right.
I don't.
And it all depends on the cars that Colleague's going to bring. I mean, it seems like if they're bringing AJ back, you would think they're going to
bring good cars,
invest a little money. I think they've still got somewhat of a alliance with RCR.
Okay.
So that might help. But, I don't know. I mean, he's one of those, if he makes the playoffs, I wouldn't be surprised. But if he misses, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
either,
no. I mean, like you said, I think the only chance he has is the road courses. And there's how many on the regular season schedule?
But I think 1 or 2. I haven't even looked at the schedule, but
and the sad thing is,
they pulled the Glen out.
Yeah, they pulled the Glen.
Did they?
Yeah, it's in the playoffs. But I'm saying he only has 4 or 5 chances in the regular season to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So.
And you got SCG there.
Exactly.
And you got Michael McDowell and we'll talk about those guys too.
The field is so strong now in that. It's and we've touched on this before about ringers. AJ, not saying that AJ can't get it done, but dude, he's got to step up. But I think he has the talent to beat those guys. But
he's gonna need
are they going to bring the car?
Yeah, he's going to need the car now.
So.
All right, so one thing I want to end on, good or bad move?
Oh,
I guess
for
in this case it would be.
I mean, yeah,
for him and college. Just
I think it's
good
a
or
good
bad
move.
overall.
Good move.
Yeah,
I think
think so
move.
too. I mean,
I agree. I mean, they have to, like you said, they went back last year. We're like, hey, we're not going to race anybody kind of full time.
Yeah,
we're going to take
Daniel
people.
Henry, please give me your money.
Yeah, exactly. You have no shot to do absolutely anything.
Yeah.
So, we'll pay you whatever, or pay us whatever to race our car. And so they did that, and hopefully they got the bank account up enough and they can make a run. Because to me, like any other sport, the more competition you have at a higher level, the better the all-around sport is.
Yeah,
by far.
I 100% agree.
We don't need a Penske car winning again.
Yeah,
I would love to see
as much competition.
Would love to see AJ win a championship. That would be
wild,
absolutely crazy.
Yeah. All right, so moving on from that, we'll go down to the 21 of Josh Berry.
Yes.
For Wood Brothers Racing.
Yes.
I'm super excited about this one.
This is probably one of my favorite moves on the entire board here.
Yeah, it's like the first time. Well, I mean, I guess it hasn't been too long, but I feel like when they took Harrison on, they took his money.
Yes.
They booted Matt out. Before Matt was there, Paul Menard was there. And Paul Menard was Paul Menard.
Yeah.
And then before that, they had Blaney.
Yeah.
So I think this is the first time since Blaney. We're going to see what that car's made of.
Yes.
And what they want to put
And we
into
saw
it.
a little bit of it. We saw flashes with Matty D.
Yeah.
Matty D just wasn't consistent enough. No. And those guys have seen in the past, they'll hit on a car. They'll hit on a car.
They should. It's a Penske car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like they'll really hit on one, and it'll be better than everybody. And I'm hoping Josh can really. Hopefully they don't hit on a mile and a half. Hopefully they hit on something more in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right there. Like you can take him, even if it's going to be, it's Penske car and everything. The people maybe that's second tier backup Penske people. But if you take Josh to a short track, that's going to bridge that gap.
It is. Yeah.
So I'm super excited for it. You think he makes the playoffs?
I think he's top 20. He's
Yeah,
top 20 in points.
On the bubble.
He's definitely on the bubble. He's competing. If he can stay out of the bad accidents, like he needs to finish.
Yeah.
Just have good finishes and not even good. Just finish top 20 every week and then a couple top 10s, back into a top 5, pull a Bowman. Literally.
I think his goal should just be to do better than he did in the 4.
Yes.
And I don't think that's a crazy goal.
That's not a crazy goal, especially when that car should be about 10 times better.
Yeah.
Than
what SHR was at the end.
Yes.
God.
It was so bad.
So bad.
So bad.
So good, bad. What do you think?
Great move.
I think so
his
too.
only move, honestly.
I'm just happy that 21 car, the pseudo Penske car, is not taking a paycheck.
Yes.
They're
trying to win.
They're finally trying.
They're trying to win something.
I think.
Which speaks volumes.
I think it does too. I don't know. Did we might have done this one. It was literally only 2 days ago. Were we going to take a look at Barry versus Cindric? Did we talk about that one?
Yeah, I think we did talk about that one. Yeah,
because that's going to be.
Yeah, that's going to be the
it.
Yeah, that's the it.
So I'm excited to see that one. Moving on. So that's good. We got 2 good ones that we're excited to see.
Yes.
The 19 Chase Briscoe for JGR.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Again, sad to see Martin leave.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had to. He did it perfectly. Honestly, he ran it. He was a really good, legendary driver. I would say. I don't know. He's probably going to make the Hall of Fame because they let everybody in the Hall of Fame.
He won a championship.
He did win a championship. Yeah. Felt like forever ago.
2017.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
It has been a while. Won that, and then it felt like after that he kind of just slowly went downhill. Well, no, I take that back because didn't he was up there with wasn't he in like that big 3 in like 2018?
Yeah,
he won like 9.
It's like 7 or 8.
Yeah,
and then that's when Furniture Row shut down.
Yes,
he went to the 19. It was basically the same thing.
Yeah,
but then when he lost Cole Pern as crew chief, he still won races, but it was like nothing.
It was not the same.
It was
Something fell off about him. Like his dominance just dropped off the board. And I know we're supposed to be talking about Chase Briscoe, but had to get something to Martin Truex.
For sure.
Leaving.
And I think like nowadays when you retire, all the media you have to do. I mean, you're so checked out.
Yeah.
So
he had a lot going on with his girlfriend
they had already like broke up.
I know, but
then she did pass away.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, some of that plays into it for sure.
I definitely think it does. I mean, I feel
it has
like
to.
because they were together for a while.
A long
weren't
time,
they?
yeah. It's like kind of a weird.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Because they were never married. But back to Chase Briscoe. I think my biggest question is what can he do? Like, literally, we haven't seen.
Yeah.
I know we haven't seen any body of work for him that's been any good.
Yeah.
And again,
I'll argue there. That's what everybody's complaint has been about him.
Yeah.
He won his rookie year.
Yeah, he did.
14.
Yep.
And then everyone's like, well, Chase Briscoe, what is he even? He doesn't even deserve a top ride. He won Darlington.
Yep. Driver's track.
Yeah. And everyone's like, suddenly Chase Briscoe's stock went through the roof.
Went way back up.
So now I think that almost hurts him because before the expectation was nothing. And now it's like, okay, you won Darlington SHR car. I think he's got to win a race or two.
Yeah.
He has to.
I think he has to compete. He has to make the playoffs.
He's in a JGR car.
I feel like all those cars should make the playoff. You should see, to me, that's the hardest thing is you should see every Hendrick car in the playoffs and you should see every JGR car in the playoffs.
For sure.
And then after that, you'll see two Penske's cars in there. That only leaves you 4 spots.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, 6 spots.
6 spots.
6 spots.
Yeah.
That only leaves you 6 spots. That's insane.
Yeah.
Because
and the 2311 guys should make it.
They really should.
They should. I mean, it's a JGR car.
And then to me, the next guys is going to be Trackhouse.
Yeah.
You should.
And they should make it their key partners.
You should see.
RCR should make it their key partners.
Yeah.
So
dude,
it
you're
fills
whittling.
up quick. It fills up quick.
Very quick. So he has to compete. He has to make the playoffs to be.
Yeah.
And to me, not scraping by, like not finishing. Like, hey, I got to get a top 5 and hope Josh Berry wrecks out to get into the playoffs here at Daytona.
Right.
Like, he needs to be in, not necessarily locked in, but just by race win. But he's got to be way above the cut line, I feel like, to get in.
And I think we could see that. I think this could be one of those where he kind of silences the haters and he gets in a top ride. And we see, I mean, when he was in a top Xfinity ride, and granted it's Xfinity, the playing field's a little bit weaker, but he won 9 races.
He did. He's good.
So
no,
he's got
good.
the equipment. He's good.
Yeah, he's got some talent, and he's just got to
really
show
good
it
on
again.
road courses too.
Yes,
And
he's
now he's
underestimated.
So I think it's a good move. I was super excited that they went this route. The biggest thing I love about it, they hired him and then signed the deal and everything, and then they're like, we'll work on trying to get some of your sponsors over.
Yeah.
We don't need them.
Yeah.
And he mentioned when he went to talk to the 21, they were like, can you bring Mahindra?
Yeah.
JGR didn't care.
They didn't care.
They're like, we want you. We'll figure out, like old school, we'll figure out sponsors later.
That's cool.
So
that is an old school move.
I know. I like that a lot.
That's I heard an interview way back, like when this move got announced, and it was him talking, and he was talking to Tony about it, and I think it was so he mentioned that interview how Tony was just congratulating him, like, dude, this is awesome, so glad it worked out like this. Do you think that like, do you think Tony could do anything else for him at there, or is he just kind of?
I think Tony's pretty much gone from NASCAR.
He's
at this
done.
point. Yeah. I don't.
You think he transfers to the booth at all? Did he get hired anywhere?
No, I mean he's racing his.
He has his own series or whatever, but
well, that's gone.
That's gone
but
still.
He raced a drag car full time last year.
That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
I keep
And
forgetting
then-
he's doing that.
Yeah, and then they just
NHRA.
had their baby, so I don't know if he's going to continue to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think he obviously has his problems with NASCAR, right? But I don't think he would ever sever ties.
Yeah.
But he's not into it right now.
That's crazy.
So I don't think we'll see him at a race. I mean, if maybe Fox gets him up in the booth,
Yeah.
I think he would still do that.
He was good.
I don't think he has anything against like the people.
Yeah.
I think it's just like the whole bullshit of the model and how that was going.
So
I mean,
so it's pretty much the same beef Denny has.
yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
But Tony has other avenues to where he's like,
Yeah.
I will go do this.
Yeah.
Love you guys.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go do this for
Okay.
a while. So I don't think Tony can do anything for him. But if it wasn't for Tony,
Yeah.
giving him a shot, then he never would have been here to begin with.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good one. I'm like you. It's time. He's got to prove himself. I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
But no. Just, like I think he can.
Yes.
So
Do you think the other question I'll pose to you? Do you think there's like a big thing coming from Ford to Toyota? Do you think that has any? I feel like it would do a little something.
I feel like maybe at one time it would,
but not anymore.
Because the cars are so similar. I think the only thing that will change, and he did mention this.
Oh, he did.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm having to like work out and eat right."
Oh,
and
so
like,
they got him
you were on Ford, and that was probably more of an SHR thing.
That's what I was thinking.
Like
yeah.
they didn't give it because it was Tony Stewart, right?
Yeah.
Like Tony Stewart never cared.
Fucking big boy. Yeah,
big boy. And so he's like, "Yeah, now I have to like work out, and
Yeah.
stuff, which everybody else is already doing."
Yeah, I know.
That'll be interesting. I mean, that's got to change something, right? Not that he ever fell out of the seat, but
I feel like it's. I don't know if working out is. To me, this is. I have no driving experience.
Yeah, no,
okay?
but I would love to hear where this is going.
Good.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all about the hand-eye coordination, and I don't know if you've seen like those videos of
the dots and stuff.
The dots that like hockey players and F1 guys do it. It's like
NASCAR
reaction time. They do.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more important than anything.
Yeah, if you remember
being in shape.
the full speed doc.
They did, okay.
Like they showed all the Chevy guys doing
That's
it.
right. That's
And
right.
I'm sure
Willie B
Toyota,
did it, and
Ross
yes,
was doing it. I'm
Ross,
sure
yeah.
the Toyota, like if somebody else is doing it, everybody's doing it.
Yeah, I to me that feels like more something. I feel like you have to get the endurance up, but at the same time, he's been racing.
Right.
You know,
he's in race shape.
He's in race shape. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, you have Michael McDowell out there.
Yeah.
No
Another
offense to him,
big old boy.
Big old boy.
Yeah.
I mean, dude's tall.
Yeah.
Dude's. I mean,
Also big.
Yeah. So it's like I don't working out. Come on.
I think he'll win a race. I
Oh,
I do.
Do you think this is the first guy on the list that wins the race?
Yeah.
Out of the three?
Yeah, I don't think that's controversial. I think he's expected to win a race.
That's fair.
Just like we expect Ty Gibbs to win a race.
Yeah.
And he hasn't. And I think Chase Briscoe has a better chance of doing it.
Do you think, crazy jumping ahead, but now that you brought him up, and not really jumping ahead, but just jumping around, do you think Ty Gibbs is on the hot seat if he doesn't? Never.
What are you talking about?
I know.
Who's he race for?
I know, dude.
For?
It's just so.
Spencer. Who does he race?
I will say though.
Here's my argument to that. He hasn't been bad. I think he's only missed the playoffs one time because it was his rookie season.
Yeah.
He made the playoffs last year.
Yeah. He made it, but he was
not great.
Yeah.
It took Chase Elliott 3 years to win a race.
It did. What I'll say though, what I think, if anyone's gonna fire their Ken, it's gonna be Joe Gibbs. So I feel like they want to win. You know what I mean? And they have okay. Better question. Who do you think could honestly take that ride from him? Do you think there's a driver on planet Earth that could come to them and be like, I want to race for you?
Yeah, Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson?
But that's never going to happen.
Okay, yeah, of course.
Right.
But I was just wondering.
I think they'd fire Denny before they
fired him.
They'd be like,
to
you're
get
too
Kyle
old.
Larson. Yeah.
That NFL model.
That's fair.
The same reason they got rid of Kyle.
Makes
right?
They're
so
like,
you're
sense.
winning one race a year.
You're up in age.
Ungodly amounts of money. I'm sure even though Ty's the grandson, they're not paying him anything.
Yeah.
I say that.
He owns an Xfinity team now.
They're not paying him much.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they're not. They're like, yeah, we're giving you this. You live comfortably, but we're not paying you Kyle Busch money.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
No, you're right. I was just curious.
I think if he was really terrible, like, they wouldn't fire him, or like it'd be like one of those weird things, which his dad kind of went through this. Like his dad tried to race.
Yeah.
And was in trucks and was like
bad
dog shit.
Yeah.
Which he was a former like NFL player. So I don't know what he was ever
what
thought
was
he was going to
thinking?
do. But they kind of like pulled him out. They're like, hey, I think you'd be better served in a management role.
Okay.
But it's not like Ty Gibbs would get fired and go to
somewhere else. Yeah.
Like he's either staying there forever or
not
he's
racing
gonna go
anymore.
not racing anymore.
Yeah. Of course I know you follow sports a little bit.
Yeah.
You've heard all the LeBron and Bronny stuff.
Right.
Bronny's awful. No offense to
there.
anybody. He's there.
He's there.
So it's like one of those things like,
But I don't think Ty Gibbs is that bad.
Okay.
I wouldn't be if Ty Gibbs.
Isn't that bad, and that wasn't a knock on Ty Gibbs. But
I see where you're coming from.
You know what I'm saying?
I think we're in that, and it's the same as William Byron, right? Do you remember? Like we were waiting for William Byron to come out forever, and it got to the point where I was like, dude, they're gonna fire him.
Yeah.
And now he wins 4 or 5 races a year. I think maybe I'm wrong, but like it's got to be this year or even next to where he finally comes
figure
into
something out.
Yeah, figure something out.
So you think like once he gets one, he rattles off two or three?
For sure. Same as Chase, same as Kyle Larson, same as Byron, all those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, once they get one, then
I feel like he's up in that upper echelon of like talented drivers. Like
I
if you were to
agree,
rank talent,
he would
like,
have to
he's
be.
definitely top 10.
Yeah, I mean, he won his first ever Xfinity start.
Yeah.
He's not a bad driver.
No, he's not. No.
So, all right, Chase Briscoe, good move.
Good move.
Good
yeah,
move. Yeah. We're expecting a lot, but I think he'll deliver. Mm-hmm. All right, so here's where it's going to get
this is
nutty.
rough. Yeah.
So
Cole Custer's coming back.
yeah, Cole Custer's coming back in the 41 for the Haas factory team. So we know his dad's the president there.
Yeah.
We know they retained one charter, no factory support. So who do we hire? Cole Custer.
Yeah.
Not the worst driver.
No.
Really good Xfinity guy. He won really early on in his Cup career, but with like no manufacturer support, one-off team. I don't know if they've got an alliance with anybody. I haven't heard, but I'm not expecting much.
I mean,
I don't
I'm
know
not
who else you
expecting.
put in the car.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's for him. It's the perfect move if he
Yes.
wants to race Cup.
Yes.
Like you have zero expectations. You have no pressure. There's
Yep.
nothing. Like you said, to me, the best ride to ever come into is one that you have zero expectations.
Right. Yeah.
So
Because if you do something, you're a hero.
exactly.
And if you do
And
nothing,
to me, he is one of those that could pull off. Like I could see him winning a super speedway
for sure.
Like
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
again, there's
Because Harrison Burton won one.
exactly.
Yeah.
But then again, you win the Daytona 500. Cruise.
locked.
You're
Yeah, you're
locked. You're locked. To me,
Yeah.
that if
What a
I'm
scary
them,
thought.
I mean, it is. It is for the system that we have, and that's a whole nother conversation,
Yeah.
of course. But dude, for him, I'm circling these 2 weeks at Daytona and then Atlanta. It's like if you could pull
Go all
America,
in.
go all in. Because I mean, what are you going to do after that?
Nothing. I mean, that's the thing. They don't have
And
any
to me,
support.
like if you win one of those, do you get some support? But at the same
I think
time,
they do. Because like I
so?
think because I remember them saying that when Briscoe won,
Yeah.
got into the playoffs. Not only did like all SHR support go to him,
Yeah.
but Ford
came over
like
to
suddenly
him.
he's knocking on the door like, hey, how can we help you? And
Yeah.
they're like, oh,
That's weird.
haven't seen you in 20 weeks. I'm like, oh no, we actually liked you the whole time.
Yeah.
So I don't know it's not a big one to me. I mean, they're going to be out there. They're chartered. We'll see them every week.
Yeah.
But like, I'm thinking 25th every week.
Do you like the number choice of the 41 again?
Yeah, because I think that was like the Haas number.
That was the Haas
That
number.
was like so.
It was Kurt for a while.
It was Kurt for a while, but like Tony.
Tony was 14.
So Tony started that team
Yeah.
with Gene Haas.
Yeah.
Gene Haas had been doing it forever.
Yes.
And so when Tony came in there, he wanted 14 for AJ Foyt.
Yep.
His hero. And then Gene kind of like had his own car. It's kind of weird when you get into this, but so like Gene was the majority owner of the 41.
Yes.
So that was like his car.
Mm-hmm.
He made the decisions. His sponsor was on it, even though it was still their team.
Yeah.
It's kind of like similar to when Jeff Gordon was driving. He was the majority owner of the 48.
Okay.
It was a Hendrick car,
Yeah.
but on paper, Jeff was the majority owner. So same thing with the 41.
Okay.
So I think they just kept,
Yeah, they just
because it
kept
was always
that.
like Gene's car.
Okay.
So I think that's why they did it. They changed the font up a little bit. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh no, I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a picture of it.
I haven't seen a picture of the car.
Oh, okay,
But I've
but
seen
they
like
did.
the font when they made the announcement.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
Interesting.
So, good, bad. I'm saying,
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
there. He's there.
I feel like it's good for him
For sure.
If you break it down, and to me, we're breaking this down by the driver. Great for him.
Yeah.
I think again, if he wants to race Cup, his only move to get back
Yeah.
in Cup to possibly get a premier ride.
And I think that's
Does he leave that ride though? If
I
he
think
does,
that's his only chance to ever be taken seriously.
Yes.
Is to get out from the umbrella of the team where his dad's the president.
yeah.
Same as Austin Cindric.
But then I mean, yeah, same as Austin. Yeah, same thing.
it's hard to take that seriously or think you deserve it until you prove it and get into another ride.
Yeah,
In my opinion.
and yeah, no, you're right.
So,
What? Okay, just
no, go ahead.
Just
have
because
all
we
the
got
time in the world.
exactly.
Yeah.
Just because we got time. What do you say wins a race? Say wins a race,
Mm-hmm.
super speedway, gets into the playoffs, gets to the round of 12. Because
impressive,
what
yeah.
I know it's impressive, but at the same time, round 16, dude, the tracks are ridiculous.
Well, it's
what I
different than
mean.
last year though. 'cause,
Yeah, I know, but
it's
I have to-
Darlington. I think it's a pretty legit round, like isn't it? Like Darlington,
Let's
Kansas.
look, I got them on my phone.
Darlington, Kansas, Bristol.
I got them on my phone. Scroll up.
They put Talladega in the round of 8, which is
Playoffs is Darlington, St. Louis, Bristol. Okay, so it's a little bit
pretty straight up round.
He's
not
pretty
gonna
legit.
win any of those.
No, he's not going to win, but okay, yeah, never mind. But say that happens.
Yeah, I'm with
say
you.
that
Yeah.
happens somehow. I mean, again, it's a NASCAR, so
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. You have Denny break down on lap 3.
3 weeks in a row he wrecks.
Yes, exactly.
Cole just finishes 20th.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen. It literally could. Do you think someone calls him? Do you think?
I think here's the problem with that. If he's not going to go to a premier ride, and I'm talking like the Gibbs, the Penske's,
and I don't
the
think,
Hendricks,
yeah, he's not
none of
gonna
those
leave.
are open.
Yeah.
He would have to bring money to like a front row or something like that. Now, the only people that would, I'm trying to think of like middle teams that would hire without money.
Yeah.
Be like Aspire.
Yeah.
But I think they're set for.
That's more.
I think they're set for a while. Like his only bet, I think, would be to do good enough in that car. He'd have to win somehow.
Yeah.
Here and there, do something like you're talking about, and then in like 2-3 years when McDowell retires,
he'd get in that ride. Yeah.
But
okay.
but who knows?
Yeah.
Who's going to be a top star by then? I just think he's got caught in a weird time. He got moved up too fast.
Mm-hmm.
He went back down.
And did good again.
As he should.
Yeah.
If you're Cup talent, you should demolish the Xfinity field.
And he did.
Yeah, not as much as he did before.
That's fair. I mean, he won a championship before.
He kind of won a BS championship.
Yeah, he did. I'll give him that.
And he didn't win the championship until he went back down.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah. And he had only won like 3 races that year. I don't know. It was just like a BS.
It was weird. It was weird. It was weird. But he's still Xfinity
I just think he's stuck. I think he's stuck in the middle. Like,
Okay. I'm with you.
I hate it for him.
Yeah.
But
no.
All right. So we're gonna say
Yeah.
Yeah. He's there.
I'm with
Yeah.
I'm with
Moving on to the number 10, Ty Dillon.
Yeah, this is absurd.
How the hell does this do? So this is.
How can you say you want to compete for trophies and hire a guy like Ty?
I think
Dillon?
you take. I think you're not taking Ty's money. What I think you're doing. This is complete speculation, but I'd like bet a lot of money this is happening. Richard Childress is leveraging hiring his grandson with the cost that they have for that alliance.
Oh,
does that make sense?
So it's like free.
Probably not free.
Yeah, I know, but
discounted.
it did way discounted.
Because if you follow Ty Dillon's always like, I'm not going to use Richard Childress Racing, but everywhere he goes, always has a RCR alliance. And I think it's like, hey, let little baby boy drive, and we'll knock 25% off this alliance.
Yeah.
Or we'll give you.
Yeah.
You know, like in the alliance, you know, all the stuff we would usually keep to ourselves, we'll give you.
Do you think that's worth it, though, at RCR?
To Richard Childress's senile ass? For sure. I mean,
no,
that's his
I
little
know. To
grandbaby.
Collie. How is it? You,
what other option do they have?
I know, but do they need... I'm saying, though, do they need that partnership?
Alliance?
Yeah,
For
that
sure,
alliance
they
that
have
bad?
no manufacturer support. They'd be on an island. Without some kind of alliance, they'd be on an island.
Okay.
And I just think this Ty Dillon thing is like...
That's the reason.
Related.
Yeah. Okay.
It has to be. Who else would hire...
No,
I don't think
I know.
he brings any money.
No.
I don't think he has sponsorship.
No.
He's terrible.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, yeah, we bring Ty in. Whatever that does with the alliance, it probably helps.
So we're just trying to make AJ better.
Yeah.
That's what
we're filling a seat.
Yeah.
To fund AJ. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I mean, I can definitely.
There's got to be.
that.
Why else do you hire Ty Dillon?
There's no other reason.
No other reason.
No, because he sucks.
He's so terrible.
He's so bad.
He's so bad.
He's so bad.
Like Austin Dillon's pretty bad. This guy's worse.
Yeah. Again, for him though, driver standpoint.
Yeah.
Great opportunity.
Easy street.
Yeah. Easy street.
Like,
no.
Again, this guy probably doesn't do any preparation.
No. He's eating potato chips 10 minutes before he gets in the car.
This guy's calling his PR rep on Thursday, like, where are we going this week?
Yeah, he doesn't even know the schedule.
Yeah,
he doesn't know.
So, I get it, I guess. Like, if what I think is happening,
colleague has to do it.
They have to do it.
Yeah.
So, but dumb, dude.
Yeah.
But, like, guaranteed cautions. So.
Yeah.
Good, bad. It's pretty damn bad if you ask me.
I mean, again, who are we looking at it from? Whose perspective are we looking at it from?
Because
I think
health and integrity of the sport.
Then bad. Yeah. Okay. Now we're talking bad.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Because if
we're
looking
talking about Ty Dillon, of course, this is amazing.
I know. If we're talking about colleague, you have to do something to get a discounted price. But yeah, if you're talking about the health integrity of the sport, it's bad.
I'll tell you a quick story. So, when they started that second car at Spire, the first year, it was all like guys that came for 3-4 races and they pay for it. So they didn't put any resources in that car. Well, then when they hired Ty Dillon full time, Jeff Dickerson on the Dale Jr. Download said, we're preparing the cars equally.
Yes.
Like, it might not look like it,
but we are.
Because you remember how bad Ty Dillon was.
He was so dude.
Bad. They were preparing the cars equally. And, like, that's, once again, that helped Corey LaJoy keep a ride.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, well, Corey's finishing 20th. He's like 30th. So Corey's a god.
Yeah.
Well, then Carson Hosfar gets in at 77. Once again, they're preparing the cars equally and waxes Corey's ass.
Yeah. And
that's how bad.
Tracked it.
Yeah, right.
We tracked.
So not only is that how bad Corey is, that's how bad Ty Dillon is.
So.
And now he's got a cup ride. He's been fired from cup rides.
Oh, I know.
Twice.
Yeah, twice. It's bad. Is it bad on AJ if, say, he gets him like 4 times? 4?
I think you got to give, like, he's going to wreck, right?
Okay.
He's got to wreck a few times.
Okay.
It shouldn't
but
be
there's
close.
Like
but it
20,
shouldn't be close.
Okay, it shouldn't be close, yeah.
AJ should get him 20 out of the 36 times.
Okay.
Over 20.
Yeah, over
Probably
20.
25.
Okay.
Let's say 25.
25?
25.
Okay. We may mark that one down just for fun.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, because he's bad, dude.
He's so bad.
And AJ is head over heels better than him. Like, way better.
Way better. Yeah.
Okay.
With one eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that one's bad.
Do you think me and you could probably either get in the car race?
I hate to talk out of my ass like
but
that.
Yeah,
but
you do.
It feels like it.
It feels like it. Yeah. I've had enough iRacing experience, dude. I would love to see Ty Dillon get one of my lobbies.
It's insane.
He'd probably be cussed out, dude, for wrecking somebody.
Dude, he's so bad.
Yeah.
I hate him so much. I hate the whole family. But anyway, this is a quick one. So I put this one on here just to let y'all know it's going to be different.
Yep.
Todd Gilliland is going. He was in the 38 for front row last year.
34.
So he's taking McDowell's car.
Yeah.
Which, oddly enough, his dad used to drive.
Really? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so
yeah, good for him.
Throwbacks will be
good move for Todd.
Yeah.
Good for the sport. I mean, he's always been like kind of on the verge of backing into one, being really close.
Yeah, he's not a bad driver.
He's not bad.
He's got some cup or some truck wins. I don't know if he has Xfinity wins, but kind of a journeyman. He's been around. I don't really think he has much money behind him, so he's doing it the hard way.
Yeah, he stays with it. Stays consistent.
With it. Front row is going to be a key partner with Ford.
Oh.
Ideally.
That's potential.
Yeah, it's potential.
That's potential.
So he's got to do better than he did last year. Shouldn't be hard.
I definitely circle him one to watch.
Yeah, one to watch.
If he improves or even just happens to get on the bubble, to me, him on the bubble, if he finishes 18th,
that's
right
exactly
there.
That's if he's hovering like 18th to 20th, I think that's a win.
That's a massive win for that whole organization. So
we'll move right on into Noah Gragson. So he's going to be for front row in their third charter that they were allowed to buy and allowed to run. So front row 2311 are chartered. That's kind of where the lawsuit is right now.
Yeah.
They got granted their charters. They're able to buy the charters. All the big stuff's about to come out in court through the year. So Noah went to the number 4.
Yep.
The font is almost identical to Kevin.
It is really close.
Josh Berry's.
Yeah.
So I think he's always got speed. Once again, all he's got to do is better than he did last year.
Yeah.
He had terrible cars last year, but he still had speed in the 10.
I think his biggest thing is staying out of his own way.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Bubba, just getting...
Or a Carson.
Or a car. Yeah, just driving in. Dude, I know you want to win, but dude, where you're at, instead, just get that 12th instead of that 8th. You know what I mean?
No, I agree,
so dude, just drive it. Chill. Because I do think he has some talent. I like him a lot. And I think he could be really good. And I think this is a great move for him.
Yeah,
and
keeps him in cup. And I think it's as we go on through here, it's this point will ring a little bit more true. But our battles that we're going to see from 10th to 20th, I think are going to be insane.
They're going to be really good
because we have a lot of these guys in these like mid-level, upper mid-level cars. They're going to want to be in the top 10.
Yeah.
and they're going to be battling each other to get there. So it's
Yes.
going to be a hornet's nest.
It is.
From like 10th on back.
Yeah.
So good move.
Good move.
Good move. For
I think
sure.
so.
All right. So this one's not really new.
Yeah.
Because Corey was so bad they fired him early.
Yeah.
But we got Justin Haley in the 7. Don't
Love
forget.
this.
Don't forget Rodney Childers.
Yeah. Great.
So we're gonna see what this kid's made of.
Yeah, I think his same. I think he has the same expectation as like a Josh Berry possibly. Like should be kind of right there. Even though I know he's got Rodney Childers and whatever, but he should be really close. They have shown speed.
Yeah.
Spire has shown a lot of speed. You got probably the best crew chief in the game. Maybe one other better one. But, dude, he needs to be on the bubble, if not close sometimes.
I think he wins Talladega.
Let's go.
I think he wins Talladega because he's an amazing super speedway guy.
And you got Rodney Childers.
You got Rodney Childers.
Who was coaching Kevin up to win a super speedway, and he sucks.
Right,
so,
yeah. So we're going to, pull bolts out of the windshield.
Yeah, dude, he will.
So
he don't care.
Couple that with, I think now the culture at Spire is going to be a lot better because you don't have one guy that thinks he is Spire Motorsports.
Yeah.
They're going to work together. I think they'll be a force to be reckoned with on the super speedways because now you've got Haley and McDowell.
Yep.
Two really good.
And
Carson's there.
Yeah.
I don't know how good of a super speedway racer he is, but he's also someone that doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
So,
but that's also one though that you can just see go out and do what he did at Texas.
Yeah,
dude, he's going to compete everywhere. He's definitely someone that I don't. If there's 25 laps to go and I'm at Texas or Kansas or Las Vegas, I don't want to see him behind me.
No,
I don't. Because he's coming.
Yeah. And his restarts are insane, too.
They're good.
I don't know if you ever seen his in-car restarts.
He knows what to do.
I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
But I think Spire will work together more as a team on super speedways. I just really see Justin Haley winning Talladega. And I would love nothing more than Justin Haley to win that 7 car.
Yeah.
While Corey LaJoy's on his couch. God.
Yeah. Do you know it would be hilarious? What's the first race Amazon has?
Oh,
Nashville.
when Corey's in the booth?
No, they have the 600.
Yeah,
he's not going to win the 600.
No.
But
unless it comes down to fuel mileage.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does.
Yeah. But that would be wild.
That's a stretch of 7 races where we could see Corey LaJoy go interview Justin Haley.
Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh my God, dude,
wouldn't that be awesome?
I'd cry.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good move. I think they got a good guy, Rodney Childers. I'm really excited to see that. So
I'm excited to see what Rodney has still in the tank.
I am too.
Because
now he has less resources.
Exactly, he has less resources, but at the same time, it's like, dude, Stuart Haas was skin and bones.
Yeah,
just down the stretch,
and he was still digging out of the bottom of the barrel, finding something.
Dude, he was even with Kevin.
Yeah,
and I know Kevin's more talent than they had at that team for a while, but I mean, he was finding something.
Yeah,
so
I mean, you look back at what we know about why Stuart Haas was going down and probably the plan the whole time.
Yeah.
And Kevin won 2 times in 22.
I know. Back to back.
So,
pose another question. I talked about drivers switching manufacturers. Do you think it's harder on crew chiefs to switch manufacturers?
I don't think so. I think really it's all up to data.
Okay.
And how the manufacturers pull that data. Spire's really, really heavy with Hendrick.
Yeah.
I mean, this is basically a mini Hendrick at this point. So all the ways that Chevy pulls data through Hendrick and the sim time and everything, it's going to be, really, really good. Probably better than what he was getting at the end of SHR because Ford was pretty much hands off.
And next question: Trackhouse key partner with Chevy.
Yeah.
So I know that, but would you put Spire kind of right behind them, on their heels?
Yeah, I put them on their heels, and this year will really tell us.
Yeah.
But, I mean, everything that people are saying is this is being run like a Hendrick Jr. I mean, that's
scary.
Super, and I think that's the way, especially now that manufacturers have gotten so important.
Yeah.
They're going to cut down on how many cars can be on a team unless you're Hendrick. But they want as much data as they can pull, and then they want, that crop of crew guys over there.
Yeah.
They want the crop of drivers. Justin Haley, I think I heard that he's on a Hendrick contract.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's if you're going to put your drivers over here to see what they're made of,
you
need to give them a car to see what they're made of.
Yes. I think they will.
I think it probably, like you said, right behind a track house.
Okay.
Pretty close.
So if they get one, into the playoffs.
I think that's huge.
Huge.
Yeah, I think that's huge.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. Moving on to one that I think is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is crazy.
So the 35, Riley Herbst, in the third 2311 charter.
What?
They took his money.
Is that what so do you think they're
For
trying
sure.
to do a colleague type of
I think
thing
they are,
here?
which I understand, but
How
Denny
long do you
Hamlin
give
is,
him? How long do you give him in
you
that
give
ride?
him until you have enough funding and you've had
go-
enough
go get-
success out of
to go
everybody
get
else.
someone else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now maybe he comes in there and wins races. You get the best of both worlds, but I don't know anybody in Cup that's paying for their ride that's successful.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? Like
No, that's
who is paying for their ride?
that's been good.
That's telling us that they're good enough to keep that ride. I can't think of anybody.
Nobody. Yeah.
Every time you pay for a ride, you're there 2-3 years.
Yeah.
To where the money and the talent start to outweigh each other.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like they'll put up with it for a little while. And the only thing that pisses me off about this is Denny just harps on like,
I know.
we need to hire for talent.
Yes.
But all these guys are just taking their money, and we have people that don't deserve to be in Cup. And now he's talking out of the other side of his mouth like, here's Riley Herbst. He's been in every top ride in Xfinity. He's won twice.
Yeah. He hadn't won anything.
He hasn't won anything. I mean, 2 races, as long as he was in a JGR Xfinity car.
Yeah.
Never won a race.
I know.
That's insane.
It is.
So
JGR Xfinity car. We need to say that again.
Right.
Probably the best cars besides,
Easily the best car. Eric Almirola's dusty ass got in there
and
won a handful of races.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just Brandon Jones.
I think
has won races there.
I'm like you. I'm more mad at Denny.
Yeah,
than
because he's talking
anybody.
out of both sides of his mouth.
Yeah.
And like if he came out and was like, look, we had to take the kid's money to get us through this lawsuit.
Wouldn't that make you feel better?
I'd feel better, but he's
Yeah.
never going to do that because then
And
that looks so bad on him.
He can't do that, but at the same time, maybe that's his motives. We'll see for his podcast.
I would love. For
I
this to
hope
be,
they question him hard about what he was thinking there.
I
want to
know.
know. I want to know why he thinks Riley Herbst deserves a Cup ride. That's what I want to know. A full-time Cup ride.
I want to see Riley Herbst finish terrible.
Yeah.
Rack up a crash bill.
Yeah.
Or crash damage bill.
Yeah.
And then Denny Hamlin takes all this into court and is like, do you see what I have to do?
Yeah.
Do you understand
Yeah.
that the model is broken?
Yeah.
So maybe that's what.
Maybe that's his goal. He's just like, I
like to make up the craziest scenarios to justify
I
other
want to
people's
definitely
actions.
win
Yeah.
this lawsuit, so
Yeah,
I'm going to rack
He's
up
like,
this.
do you see the fucking kid I had to hire because of this model? And then the judge is like, wow.
Yeah, that's bad.
I get
man.
it.
Yeah.
Y'all win.
Yeah.
But I'm not excited for this, man.
I'm
really
not either.
I'm
This
really
is
not. And
this is a bad one.
my-
This is a bad one, and it's again driver's perspective. Great for Riley Herbst to get a Cup ride full time, first full time ride, but. Dude,
For the health
for
and
the health,
legitimacy
no,
of the
for the
sport.
health and integrity of the sport, and for the team. I think
Yeah.
this is a bad move.
Yeah.
I
Now-
feel like they could have got anybody else to go in there, and you would expect more.
Yes.
Like,
Corey Haim
yes,
has been in the trucks forever
and is
winning every race.
killing it.
Killing it.
They brought him up and raced him.
Yeah. And he did
Why?
amazing. He did amazing.
Are you telling me, like, again, this is what I'm hoping happened, is they interviewed him. Hey, we want to give you the spot, and he turned it down. That's what I'm hoping.
no way, though.
I know,
There's no
but
way.
I'm hoping that happens. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Justify it.
Yes, yeah, I'm trying. I'm just putting these crazy scenarios out
I'm
there.
with you.
Because Corey Haim is the fit for this car.
Yes.
That is who should be in this 35.
He's a Toyota guy.
Yes.
He's not going to Gibbs.
No. He's not ever going to
makes-
probably go to Gibbs.
No.
His only way to stick in a Toyota is to be with 2311, and it would be perfect because everyone loves him.
Yeah. But what we needed in Cup was another monster car.
Yeah.
That's what we needed, Spencer.
No,
I don't know
that
if you
is not-
understand that.
no.
We needed every car
I will
out there to
say-
be black with a green M on it.
I will say I've been to JGR's shop, dude.
Yeah.
Got to pull monsters right out of the refrigerator.
Well, there you go.
Awesome.
There you go.
Yeah. So I
Maybe
guess
that's
you
part-
could do
maybe
that.
that's part of it.
Maybe Denny wanted a monster refrigerator.
Just
in
make
his
it
shop.
make sense either way.
Yeah, it's
but
bad.
my biggest fear on this one, and then we'll move on, is that he wins a super speedway race.
yeah.
And it's all validated.
Yeah. No, you're
Not
right.
validated. Like
No, I know what
you know what I'm
yes.
saying?
Yeah.
People that don't understand it.
Yeah,
like,
it's
"Oh,
like
I
it's
told
like
you."
Harrison winning
Yes,
a
exactly.
super speedway.
Everyone's
You're
like,
like,
yeah, see how good he is. I'm
Yeah.
like, no,
No.
he's not.
yeah.
but he'll keep a ride.
Dude, what do you think his expectations are? Like, if you're Denny, you're sitting in the seat, what do you expect from him?
That's here's where Denny's in another weird spot. And no offense to Bubba.
Yeah.
But he's been sticking up for Bubba for 2 years.
Yes.
Right? So you can't sit there and harp on Riley for not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's a rookie. So I think, like, he needs to finish 25th or better in points. Like, if you're below 25th.
Yeah, you're bad.
You're bad.
You're bad. And they're a premier team. I would consider them a premier team. You have 3 cars. You're building all this stuff. You're building this infrastructure. You want to be the Hendricks, the Penske's, the Joe Gibbs.
Yeah.
You need to be right there. To me.
Then you hire Riley Hurts.
And then
Yeah.
It doesn't make it doesn't.
Yeah.
Just,
it's infuriating.
It doesn't.
Because you think here's a team that's trying to break the mold.
Yeah.
And they fall right into it.
They fall right into it. That's so bad.
Yeah. I hate it. Now, if you're Bubba Wallace and you continue to have these, like.
Yeah, are you nervous that Riley hurt?
I don't think you're nervous. I think you're like, hell yeah.
Okay.
There's no way Riley does better.
That's true.
Because Bubba, and here's the thing about Bubba is like he's always on the cusp of the playoffs.
Yeah.
He just doesn't win a race.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not like he's bad. He's not great.
Yeah.
He's not going to win a championship anytime soon the way he's driving, but he's good enough to be in the playoffs. But now you have somebody that's going to come in there.
Make him look better.
Make him look even better.
Yeah.
So if you're Bubba, you're like,
and yeah,
Riley's great.
Yeah. But to me, like I've said this whole time, I think competition is great, and this doesn't make Bubba better. I think Bubba is one of those guys that is better, not under pressure, but like when rubber meets the road.
Yeah. He's had Tyler Reddick to chase for 2 years.
Yeah,
so I
but
think that's helped.
I do think it's helped, but I also think Tyler Reddick's
so much far.
So he's so much far ahead that you're not going to get him. Yeah. Like I would never see Bubba competing for a regular season championship.
It's true.
It's true. Like I just wouldn't. I'm not saying that I wouldn't see him winning 2 races and easily locking himself in and potentially getting to the round of 8, and then who knows?
Yeah.
But dude, you expect Tyler Reddick to get to the round of 4, kind of. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you're like not locked in, but you're like, hey,
he's on the conversation.
He's definitely always in the conversation. Now, granted, you can talk about once you get there that how they don't have anything, but at the same time, he should get there. So,
I agree. So Riley Herbst.
Yeah, bad.
So we'll go to a good one.
Yes.
Luckily, alphabetical order's got us on a roller coaster.
It does.
So
I love it.
Next one is going to be Michael McDowell in the 71 for Spire Motorsports.
Yep.
So leaving a team that's now got manufacturers or a key partner with Ford, right? So leaving that to go to Spire, kind of betting on himself a little bit. I feel like he's at the end of his career. He was pulling a lot of the weight at front row.
Yes.
Probably didn't want to do that anymore and just say, hey, my final years, I just want to focus on racing.
Do you think does he bring over those sponsors? Does he get loves?
No, because all those sponsors at front row are all Bob Jenkins sponsors.
Okay, that's right. That's right. They're Bob.
Our neighbor down the road in Dandridge.
Yeah.
So
always.
It's all love.
It's all
Long John Silver's, Taco Bell, whatever.
So
Burger King, maybe, I don't know, but
this is a great move for him. This is a great move for Spire, I think, to get teach these younger guys that they've got a little bit, because Michael McDowell has some laps under his belt
for sure,
and
all kinds of equipment,
and even he's competed at road courses, and I still
won one.
I know. I still expect that out of him. I don't want him to get in this ride and be complacent, and I don't think he will. But it's easy to fall into that.
Yeah, but he is bringing his crew chief over.
Okay.
So that's huge. So
that's big. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's like, almost like a seamless transition.
Yeah.
And
he has literally 0 things to worry about.
Yeah, and if you can win a road course in a front row car, then that should be pretty equal to a Spire car, if not a little bit better in a Spire car, because you're pulling Hendrick notes, data, setups, all that. Mm-hmm. So if he doesn't win a road course, I think that's to him. Not saying I expect it, but I think that's a failure.
Yeah. What if he finishes 3rd, 2nd, 4th?
Okay.
No. Because you know what I mean?
Up there,
yeah. I feel like that's...
because the last guy on our list is going to be...
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Still, you're going to have to bet on him when they go to a road
I know,
course.
that's what I'm saying. That's the problem for...
That is the problem with AJ.
You've got AJ back. Yeah. You've got McDowell back. Even Chase Briscoe in a better ride. like
and you're gonna have you're still gonna have Larson.
You're gonna have Larson.
You're still gonna have.
Don't say Chase Elliott.
I'm not.
Okay.
Oh, are you crazy?
I mean,
I would love. To
everybody still thinks he's a road course guy.
No, no one.
Thank you.
Whoa!
Don't say no one. Don't say no one.
Okay, I'm gonna say right here on this podcast though, on our show, that is not a thing. That's not a thing. No. He took advantage of Hendrick being better and building a better car for 2 years. And then once everybody caught up, he's non-existent.
This
Zero existence.
I had this argument online, as you know I love to do.
Oh, yeah.
So someone's like, yeah, Chase Elliott is like still the road course phenom in
the
Cup. And I'm like,
no.
And they're like,
stupid.
And they're like, no, you don't understand. These cars are too easy to drive and you can't pass in them. I said, okay, well, if Chase Elliott's a road course god,
then he should finish
he should qualify on the pole.
Win the pole.
And lead every lap.
Yep. Exactly.
Because if you can't pass.
Yeah.
And Chase Elliott's the road course guy.
And he's the fastest guy out there. Then
he should get every pole.
Yep.
And he should.
And he's not even. He's not even winning poles. He's not even getting in the top 8 of these poles to give him a shot.
No.
You know what I mean?
The best driver in the next gen on road courses is Tyler Reddick.
Yes.
He's got the most wins.
Yep.
He's got the best average finish.
Yeah. You still have. You have so many guys now that are really above average. I mean, Bowman. You have Ross. There's so many other guys that are beating Chase Elliott consistently at these places. He's non-existent.
It's one of those now. We go to him so much. Wins are so important until the last race. But wins are so important. Like, all these guys have gotten good.
Yes. So they know. That's what they're doing on the sim.
And that gap that an AJ had or a McDowell had, it's shrinking every day. Every day.
And those guys know that. Like McDowell and AJ can see that. So now
they have to work harder.
Yeah, and they do.
Yeah.
Where Chase is not. I just again, I
don't know that, but I'll get on board with saying it.
I don't see it. I don't see what is proven to me that you're doing.
You talk to a Chase Elliott fan, they'll blame on Alan Gustafson.
Yeah, dude. Nice Chase Elliott shirt.
I'm just saying that's what they'll say.
What did that come with? Okay.
I'm just saying. It's like the guy that was a crew chief for Jeff Gordon is suddenly not good enough for little baby boy.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got off on this. But,
I know.
Michael McDowell.
Yeah.
So I think, once again, if he doesn't, maybe like you said, if he's like top 3 at a bunch of road courses, he's up there. But I think at this stage in his career, for him personally, if he's not in the playoffs this year, he's going to be like, this is a failure. I don't think he'll hang it up.
Okay.
He'll probably go.
So out of all the Spire cars, that's who we're looking at to get to the playoffs.
That's who you would expect to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think Justin and Carson will be fringe guys.
Yeah.
For sure. I do think Justin will win Talladega. I wish I could bet on that right now.
Yeah, I know.
But good move. Good move.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I'm really excited he's bringing his crew chief over.
Yes. Anything to make it easier on this guy.
Yeah,
it's
better transition.
Yes.
You don't have any of that break-in time or getting used to it.
We're gonna go right into
Hit the ground running.
Yeah. I love it.
All right, good one. This one I'm interested to see what you think of.
Yeah.
Number 60, Ryan Preece in the 3rd RFK charter.
I don't see what RFK is seeing. Like, what he brings zero money, right?
He brings zero money.
Yeah.
Good. They hired him because they wanted him.
I know, but why?
Do they want to be good, man?
You really?
I think he is.
I disagree.
I would bet you.
Okay. Bet me.
I would like to say.
Yeah.
I would like to say. If he won Martinsville, I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think he gets even close.
He won the pole in Martinsville in an SHR car.
I understand what he did.
That's an SHR car.
That
thing was probably down 2 cylinders.
So what you're trying to tell me is that Ryan Preece is better than the 2 other guys that are already there?
At Martinsville.
At Martinsville?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is my whole argument. I don't know where you think I'm...
Yeah, my bad, I guess. But
yeah, I said Martinsville, and you think I put the guy in the Final Four. I don't know where you made that jump.
Well, I know you love Brad Keselowski.
He's amazing.
Yeah. And dude has done
he can see talent. I'm telling you, Ryan Preece is good. He's never had consistency.
He's never had consistency.
Of a ride. No, of a situation. He's never been in a consistent situation.
Yeah.
The only one you could argue is when he went to SHR, and what a joke. What a joke of an organization.
At the time that he got in, yes. Yes, I'll give you that, but at the same time, the only highlight I know of Ryan Preece is flipping like 45 times.
I know, but you got to go back and look at what he's done with what he's had.
Okay.
He's not a bad racer. He's really not.
I'm not saying he's a
He's
bad
a short
racer.
track guy. He's like one of the best modified guys in the country.
Go race modifieds.
That's why he can win Martinsville.
We're racing different. We're racing different cars.
We'll go tell Kyle Larson to run a 410. I don't know.
Yeah, well, if Brad Sweet's in there, I don't know. I don't know.
Saying, like, I think Ryan Preece, and maybe I'm wrong. This is like a definitive year for him. I feel like.
Yeah. Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
If he wins Martinsville.
Okay. Martinsville in the first race.
Any of them.
Both.
He can win the last one. I'm not saying he's gonna win both of them.
Okay.
I'm saying he can win either one.
Okay. I just.
What's this spinning you're trying to do?
I'm not trying to spin anything. I'm just asking questions.
I'm like Ryan Preece is a pretty good driver. And you're like, why do you think he should be in the Hall of Fame? You're like, why do you think? You're like, why do you think he should be in the 75 greatest? I didn't say that.
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
I just really.
He's not a bad driver.
I don't expect. Okay, well, my take is I don't expect anything out of him from this car or from this ride on this team because I think I think personally that Chris Buescher and Brad Kay are way better than him, and if Ryan Preece is consistently beating them, then they have a massive problem. I think personally.
I think Ryan Preece will be the second best RFK car.
Wow, so it'll be Brad the third.
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
I could definitely get behind that.
And he's got all this other stuff going on.
Yeah, but
I think Brad's 1 foot out the door.
Brad needs to be 2 foot out the door 2 years ago. Okay.
Now, if Brad wasn't an owner, I think he would have better success.
If Brad wasn't,
take.
That's maybe a hot take.
Yeah.
Do you think he's just not good at compartmentalizing what he needs to do?
I think it's just so much. And I don't think he's. I think.
You think that's why Denny struggles in his ride sometimes?
No. So I think, and this is just me talking. Right. I don't know these. I don't know these people.
I know.
Right?
This is our whole show.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna say
for
it
the
again.
audience.
I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah.
I think he's just so 100% on things. Like I think where Denny has people hired, and like Denny's sitting in meetings. I'm not saying Denny doesn't do anything, but like I think Denny probably has more.
Denny could completely walk away for 2 weeks and nothing would really change at 20
right, yeah, because he's got everything set up. I just don't think Brad's wired that way.
Yeah,
I think Brad
wants his hand. He
has to be.
Yeah,
he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So
he wants to be involved.
Yes.
He wants to know.
Yeah.
He wants
for
to be
better
calling
for worse.
shots. He wants to be making decisions. Okay,
so,
I get behind that.
That's why I put him at the third, and Ryan Preece.
Yeah,
I think if he does,
what's his expectation then? You think he needs to make the playoffs and needs to be on the bubble?
I don't think.
Because I mean we're looking at oh my gosh, his name is leaving me.
Chris Buescher.
Chris Buescher. Okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, that was bad.
Wow.
Yeah, we're looking at Chris Buescher. If he doesn't make the playoffs, that's I would say a failure to them at that point. So,
and I was only saying wow because I guessed who you were
Okay.
talking about. I didn't want. It kind of sounded like an asshole there, so I just wanted to clarify.
No, you did. I couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, no, but I was impressed that I could think of who you were thinking of.
Well,
I wasn't trying to be mean.
yeah, you were.
But I think if Priest misses the playoffs, it's got to be something like how Buescher did, where like there's no reason he should have missed the playoffs, but the format screwed him out of it. So I think if he misses the playoffs, it has to be that scenario.
Okay.
And if it's not, then I'll be like, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not that guy.
Okay.
But I think he can win Martinsville.
Okay. He can win Martinsville.
Yeah.
He can win. I mean, Ross rode the wall, made the final four.
Right. You can't do that now. Ask Christopher Bell.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I don't know. I've always thought there's so many people who are like think he's a bum and not good, but I just for some reason
I wouldn't say he's a bum, but I don't know if he's cup level talent. So that's my take.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I think he's definitely cup level talent.
I've talked to the guy. I shook his hand.
You did, yeah. It didn't feel like a cup level.
No,
that ain't a cup handshake.
I see the way.
You better go right down to Xfinity, boy.
Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, you ain't good.
What a valid analysis.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's what I love. That's what I love. If you'd allowed me to shake every driver's hand, I could tell you the top 16 drivers. Yeah. Who's gonna make a playoff?
Ty Dillon's just like a wet noodle.
Oh, it would be nasty. He'd have the sweatiest hands. Yeah, it'd be bad. Yeah, it'd be bad.
What were you gonna say though, so we can move on?
I think that was it. I just don't know if he's cup level talent. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's.
No, I mean
it's one to watch. Certainly.
It's one to watch.
It's one to watch. It's again, we don't know. We don't know because, like you said, I'll give him that. Is he has no consistency in the ride at all, and now he's got it. He's got someone who's definitely going to back him with Brad K and them. Like RFK is, I feel like you get on board with them, they're going to back you 100%, whatever you feel like. So I feel like he's got a great opportunity to show us something, and I hope he does. I do like the guy.
Yeah, I think
I just don't know, but that's my take. I don't know if he's that good.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons I like him is, he's like kind of done this the hard way.
Yes.
And so like I want it to work.
Yes.
More than anything, I want it to work, but we'll see how it goes.
Yes.
So we'll move on. Number 38. So front row, pretty much all new lineup.
Yeah.
Really,
this is an interesting move here.
Well, Zane won. So 38, Zane Smith, front row. He won a truck championship for them.
Yeah.
And then he kind of really proved himself.
Yes.
And Trackhouse signed him.
Yes.
And then the worst thing that ever happened to Zane Smith was SVG came over and won Chicago.
Yeah.
Because now they had all these signed guys and only 3 rides.
And they had to let him
had to let him go. And it's like nothing against it. And, he was on loan to Spire.
Yep.
He didn't have a great start, but he was coming on towards the end.
He was.
He had legitimate top fives.
He finished top 5 at Nashville, I believe.
Yeah.
Which
legitimate.
Yeah. I mean, you have granted it was a fuel mileage race, but at the same time you had to do it.
Yeah, where was Corey?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I hate it for Trackhouse because as a Trackhouse fan, I hate to see that talent go somewhere else. But at the same time, you're not signing SVG.
Right. It's like
the way the format
you had 2 really good options.
You had they were in the best position, and I also think they Justin Marks did an amazing job of not making sure, but he got him a ride. Maybe got him one, but he's in one.
I think he helped.
Yeah, he definitely probably opened the door, made some calls, something to get that man in a ride.
Zane's back home, in a way. Those guys like him.
Yep.
And so I think it's comfortable, familiar. Once again, is a key partner team.
Yeah.
So I think just do better than
what do we expect out of him?
I don't expect a whole lot.
Yeah.
He's still getting used to it.
Yeah.
He's young. I think all he has to do to legitimize himself is do better than he did in the Spire car, which should be super easy.
Yeah.
So like 25th in points.
Yeah.
And then see where that goes. I mean, if we're still finishing 25th 2 years from now, maybe he's not that guy.
No, maybe he's not. But then I see a world where Zane does good and then Trackhouse gets him back for Daniel Suarez. That's what I hope.
God, yeah.
That's what I hope. And it does suck at the same time that they couldn't get rid of Suarez right now. Personally,
I think if he wouldn't have won Atlanta,
they could have done it.
Which sucks about this format,
because technically he made the playoffs.
He made the playoffs, right?
Ross didn't,
and made all that money, and they're like, well, we have to reward. I mean, you don't have to,
but
and you could just run it like a real team, but I mean, Suarez brings some money. Obviously, it's good marketing. The only Mexican-born driver.
Yeah.
That plays into it, right? He's not completely
sure.
terrible, but he's really not good.
No.
I don't think he's good.
No.
He won that race at Sonoma, but it's like he's done nothing since. I guess he won Atlanta, but I don't count that. I just don't. Kyle Busch was this far away from it. Ryan Blaney was this far away.
I know. I really just don't count any super speedways as being like, except maybe the 500. But even then,
unless I see you slice through the field and make some good moves.
Yeah, but exactly, it's just like one of those. He needs to be more consistent. Like, to me, the top 16 guys, when you get to the playoffs, I want to be in like the 12 of those that probably have a shot. Like, right. I think there's like probably 8 to 10 that definitely have a shot. You know what I mean? Like, if certain things have to fall people's way or whatever. But if you could get to where you are in that field to 8 to 10 cars where you have a shot, I think that's where you need to be. And Daniel Suarez was never one of those.
Never.
Ross was outperforming him everywhere he went, but he just couldn't get a win.
Yeah.
And during the regular season, he got a win later.
Yeah, later.
On a little more legit track to me.
But it didn't matter.
It didn't matter, sadly, yeah.
Yeah, that pissed me off. I don't really want to gripe about the format today.
No, for sure. I'm sorry.
We've got 36 weeks to do that.
Yeah, we do.
And I will.
And we're going to have plenty.
I will.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah.
So last one, the big one.
Yeah.
The number 88, which is kind of cool. I like new numbers. We haven't seen that since Bowman took over for Junior.
Dope looking car with Red Bull being
So
back.
cool.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing. Him and Connor Zilish are both Red Bull guys. That Red Bull car looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, this is before your time. Do you remember, or have you ever seen when Red Bull owned a team?
No.
So Red Bull.
I mean, maybe.
Red Bull owned a team.
Red Bull.
It was Red Bull Racing.
Red Bull Racing.
Yeah, the 83 and the 84, maybe. I could have those numbers wrong. And then Casey Kane ran 1 year in a Red Bull car in the number 4. But dude, they were some of the best looking cars you've ever seen.
So Red Bull's just always paint scheme monsters.
Yeah. Like I think the old ones. Now, granted, a lot of this is because of the number placement. The old Red Bull cars look better.
Yeah. Okay.
But these ones look good.
Yeah. No, dude, these look amazing.
The number's just in the wrong place.
Of course, but that's with every car.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I think for sure playoffs.
Yeah. Dude, if he doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah. And we're talking about Shane Van Gisbergen. I don't know if I said that.
Yes. Complete failure.
Yeah.
Literally.
Like, why did you move here?
Dude, yeah. And that's because of his dominance on the road courses.
Yeah.
And we're not, at least I'm not saying, I don't think he has a shot at winning a championship. Just the way the format is.
No.
And the way the races went out for him. If he somehow got a Watkins Glen in round 1, maybe you chalk him into definitely the round of 12, but
yeah,
But
here's the thing about that, because I agree with you. Mm-hmm. But like from a 30,000 foot view, if I can tell you that there was a NASCAR driver that came in and won 3 to 4 races a year for 5 years, but never won a championship, you take that, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. I think that's him.
Yes,
I think he wins 3 to 4 races a year. And one thing I didn't know,
because he's definitely going to win Watkins Glen and probably the Roval in the playoffs.
Well, so one thing I didn't know. At one year, the supercars came over and raced Coda.
Oh my gosh!
And I don't remember I didn't see if he won or not. I mean, odds are he did because he won so much. But like he knows that track already.
Yeah.
The next gen car he's already told us is pretty similar to a supercar.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna wax
at Coda.
Yeah. And then
if they give him a good car, and that's what it's going to come down to. Is
it's got to be better than the stuff he had at Colleague. Which I know was still a Trackhouse car, but it's different, right?
It is different. You're in the same shop. Finally, you're not sending stuff over and then putting it together. You're putting the IKEA furniture together. You know,
with the best people putting it together.
With the best people putting it together. But I mean, wow, I expect a lot out of him.
I do too.
Yeah,
and I think he does that of himself, and I don't think it's anything. You know, he almost won Watkins Glen, and then Busher won it.
Yeah.
He would have won Chicago again.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
Like for sure.
And one thing, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
That race is really good if they can get out of the weather elements. Yeah. It's like Bristol in the spring.
Yeah, what do you do about it?
I know. I don't know if to me, you move it in the schedule.
I just didn't know it rained that much in July
in Chicago. I don't know.
I think they've got screwed 2 years in a row.
They have, but it's killed. We got that race the first year was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we've just gotten bad weather since then, and it sucks.
And it rained the first year, too.
That's right. It did. It did.
And they shortened it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And then it rained the second year, and they shortened it.
Yeah.
But I think he'll win that one. They're going to Mexico City, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a new track for everybody, so I give an advantage to him just because.
Oh yeah, dude, he's so good.
He's a god in this car.
Yeah, not just that. I just think if we're like talking about NASCAR guys really rely on going to the same places every year. They get
that's the advantage they have.
That is the advantage they have. Like I'm chalking that up to a Joey, to a Chase, to a Bowman, a Byron. Like all those guys get probably kind of complacent with the schedule. Dude, you know, Shane's probably running on the sim. He's probably running Rockingham. Yeah. You know, just because he can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like when they go somewhere new, Shane's always on the radar.
Yeah, I think so too. So I think it's a huge move at the expense of Zane, but it worked out for him. So it is what it is. But
yeah, and we're gonna get Zane back as a Trackhouse fan. I fully believe.
That'd be cool.
So we've ran through our list. Hey, were you done? I'm sorry.
The last thing I was going to say, if he doesn't make the playoffs, it's a failure.
It is a failure.
Yep.
It is a failure. We're good with that. I'm okay with that. Out of all those rides that you said, who's on the hottest seat Not, I mean, you know what I mean?
Eventually.
Of,
Yeah.
Yes.
Like who
is
has
the
to
closest
put up
to,
or shut up?
Yes. Who is the closest?
Ooh.
Who is the closest? Because I think there's like 2.
Yeah, I think I'd put Priest on that list.
Yes.
I think he's got to prove it.
Yep.
And he doesn't have any funding, right? So they're not
No.
going to. They just signed Kroger.
Yeah.
So if 2 years don't work out, they can get someone else in that Kroger
Yeah.
car. It'll be just fine.
Ricky.
Yeah. Jesus. In a weird way, and this might not be who you're thinking, but in a weird way, I'm going to say Chase Briscoe.
Oh, that's
Kind of
exactly who I
kind of
was
the same
thinking.
situation.
No, I was literally my one was Chase Briscoe. I think
Yeah.
he's got the most to prove. He's in the best ride out of the moves that we've seen.
For sure.
And he's got to do something rapidly. Now, I think that's what he had to sign on for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
he's getting all.
He knows what it is.
Exactly. So he's got to be there. And then, yeah, I'm with you. Ryan Priest, I think you could make, and it's tough because of the team, but Noah, I think you can make a little bit of argument for he's got something to prove as well.
See, I'd put
Who'd
Todd more on the hot seat.
Todd
there
more on the hot seat
than like it within that team.
That's true. Within
Just 'cause
that
he's
team,
been there.
Todd, yeah.
He's been there a year longer.
Yeah, he has.
So, but it'll be interesting. That's 3 guys that are all around the same age, similar. I mean, Noah's got the most cup experience out of
Yeah.
those guys, but that's going to be a good weekly.
Yeah.
Like, where are those guys
Where are
sitting?
those guys at?
And I think what you'll see is all 3 of them will be
close
One,
to each
it'll
other.
be one guy 1 week, one guy the next, and
Yeah.
And if one of them's bad, it's going to show.
Yes.
Very, very apparent. Now that they've got 3 cars,
They're going to be
but
bad.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I think Chase Briscoe would be the closest to the hot seat because I think Priest is going to have more rope.
Yeah.
Just with where that organization's at. Or like if Briscoe misses the playoffs this year, that's huge.
Yeah,
That's
he's
huge.
got
He's
one
got
year.
one more year.
He's got 1 year to fix it.
Priest misses the playoffs. Odds are all 3 RFK cars are not going to make it anyway.
Yeah.
Now, if he's the only one, I still think he has more years than Briscoe.
I mean, I even see if Chris Buescher makes it and the other 2 don't, I still think you're fine.
Yeah.
Like again, I feel like Chris Buescher
'Cause
should
then Brad
be
didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what do you? Okay, even and maybe you even finish above Brad. Like,
Yeah.
maybe you're on the bubble. Brad's back in 20th. Yeah, and you're right there at 17th, 18th.
Yeah, that helps
So that helps you a lot. Can you get rid of the dude that finished in front of you?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
to me, no.
While you stay?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. I like that question a lot.
No, I thought about it literally right at Chase Briscoe, and I was like, we got to get through the whole list.
Yeah.
But
Write
I wanted,
that down.
Yeah, I wanted to know what you thought because I do think it's compelling. Like, yes, new rides in our sport, we give a whole lot of leadway, but at the same time, we're getting so competitive right now.
Yeah.
I think that rope is shrinking.
It is.
a lot from what we've seen in the past.
Yes.
Like, I feel like, again, I know you've said it before. It took 3 years for Chase to win. I don't know if a dude can get in a Hendrick car as a rookie and have 3 years anymore.
Yeah. Not if you're not Chase Elliott.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't bring that prestige and if it wasn't for his dad, I don't know if you get 3 years.
Yeah, and I
don't
think
know.
William Byron was 2 or 3 as well, but he was on the hot seat.
He was on the hot seat.
Chase was never on the hot seat.
No, but
I know
I
what
was
you're saying.
using- yeah,
I
I'm
know what you're
using him
saying.
as example.
Where I think like Byron for sure, like you said, his rope was getting short.
It was getting very short.
Very short.
And then he pulled it off. Something clicked, something. And so, again, while we're on the topic, who do you think is on the hottest seat out of the whole field?
It's got to be Suarez.
It's got to be
gotta
Suarez.
be Suarez.
It's got to be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
It's gotta
I mean,
be.
I thought it seems like, and I don't agree with it. It seems like you got to put Bowman on that
Yeah,
list.
you do.
If Justin Haley's got a Hendrick contract,
Yeah,
Bowman's got to win a race.
yes.
at least.
At least.
Right, he's on
At-
life.
at least-
He's
and
on
it-
life support every year for some reason.
I know.
but-
I know he is on life support, but he somehow pulls through, gets it done. But at the like you said, he is. I don't know. I don't know what he has to do to really prove himself, but he is.
Yeah.
He has no. He doesn't have that prestige that everyone else at Hendrick does.
Yeah,
he
he's
has
just a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's literally the runt of the litter, and I don't think that's where you want to be at
No.
Hendrick. You
No,
know,
it's
so.
a tough position to be.
It
I
is.
think realistically, you could put Cindric and Bubba on that list, but I don't think either one of them's ever at a risk.
Yeah.
Just the way it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who else are you thinking?
No, those were the other 2 guys that came to mind. I think, again, if we're just talking crazy hot seat, maybe you pencil in Josh Berry.
Yeah,
because
and I would agree with that just because that ride is always such a short tenured ride.
it is, and I feel like they move people in and out. They want
2
you
to 3 years.
They want you to perform, and so I feel like he just needs to come out this year and just be dominant. As again, I know there's not a huge expectation, but just be better than anyone that's been in that seat up until this point.
Yeah.
Besides, like he needs to match up to Blaney, who was in there a while ago.
Yeah.
So
I would love to see that ride stop being a development / pay your way.
Yeah.
And like, let's get someone like an old school guy like Josh.
Yeah.
That just makes a brand out of make the Wood Brothers cool again.
Yes.
I mean, and he's the perfect guy to do it.
They have the coolest gear. They have some of the coolest stuff that you can.
It's the most old school program.
Yeah.
I mean, they still brand it that way, but it's a Penske car.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a nice little home for Josh. So yeah, I mean, he's got to perform though, because like you said, they'll move on.
They will.
They've showed us that.
So I'm excited to see, but yeah, I think the biggest hot seat that we have this year is Suarez.
Got to be
for sure, and it has to be, and it'll really be a testament to me as a Trackhouse fan to see what they do if he doesn't perform. Like again, I know I don't love the business side as we talked about with Riley Herbst and everyone else. It's stupid, but to me, if you're Justin Marks, he has shown he wants to compete for championships, and I think if your driver's not performing, I don't care who it makes mad, you got to get rid of that guy.
Yeah,
and
you're wasting time.
You're wasting time. You
so
need to put.
What are your not necessarily what you want to have, and what do you think Suarez will do?
I think Suarez is. I hope he doesn't win a super speedway. That's all I hope. And if he doesn't win a super speedway, I think he misses the playoffs. Like he was so bad.
So bad. He didn't do anything.
No, like it was not like I'm making him worse than he is. He wasn't near anyone in any other track besides the super speedway.
Yeah.
So it's like a pseudo win that we talked about. If he doesn't win one of those, he has no shot of doing anything. He's gone.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
Because now even you think about our first one was on a road course.
Yeah.
We just talked about there ain't no way he's not even a top 10 road course guy now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he really wasn't that great to begin with.
No, he wasn't.
And now we got SVG, we got AJ back.
Yeah.
I mean,
you have so many better guys.
If he wins a race, I'll be shocked.
Shocked. You won't be shocked if he wins a super speedway, though.
Still a lottery, though.
It is a
shocked
lottery.
when Harrison Burton won.
That's true. That was tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tough.
I still think about it.
Yeah.
But any final things on new rides?
No, man.
I want to say again, I cannot. And obviously, I've never sat down and had a podcast before, but I don't remember this many changes.
That's a lot.
In a long time. It's 13.
13. That's insane.
Now I'm counting Todd switching numbers.
Yeah.
But it's different.
It is.
You know?
It is.
It's wild.
Call it 12. That's still a lot.
That's still a lot.
You know what I mean?
I can't believe it.
That's a massive amount.
How long have we been going, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, 117.
117.
So, yeah.
Let's close on Daytona Open cars.
It should be perfect.
And then if we have a little time, we'll maybe talk about the class.
We can just name them off here, and then we'll kind of talk about, circle what you think from these guys or whatever.
So let me remind you, just in case you don't know, 36 chartered cars. They're all locked in.
All locked in.
There's 40 spots.
Yeah.
Any given weekend, there's 40 spots. This is the only race we see more than 40.
Yep.
This is the most open cars we've had in a while. We got 9. Mm-hmm. So when we do single car qualifying, of these 9 cars, the 2 fastest ones are locked in.
Locked in.
So there's 37, 38.
Okay.
The other 2 will come from the duels.
Okay.
The highest finishing open cars in the duels.
So you're saying the duels might be interesting?
I think so, yeah. And they were pretty interesting last year.
They were with Jimmy.
We had 6 open cars. And JJ Yeley.
Yeah, JJ
Jimmy
Yeley.
got it last minute.
Yeah.
So the other thing to know, you want me to just run through these?
Yeah, just run through
before
them.
I get too long-winded. So we got the 0-1 of Corey LaJoy for Rick Ware Racing / Stacking Penny's Performance.
Yeah.
What a cuck. And then we got the number 40, Justin Allgaier for Junior Motorsports.
Mm-hmm.
Hendrick car.
Yep.
And then we got 44, our boy JJ Yeley for NY Racing.
Yep.
Same cars last year. 56, Martin Truex Jr. for Tricon.
This one's interesting.
It's interesting.
That is.
It's going to be a JGR car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still interesting. Like, go ahead. We'll talk about Martin later. Keep it going.
62, Anthony Alfredo in the Beard Motorsports. That's kind of they always come out to super speedways. The 66 with Chandler Smith for MBM.
MBM.
That's like that one Timmy Smith or Timmy Hill runs.
Yep.
78, we got BJ back in his own car. He
live
always
fast, baby.
Live fast.
He's always there. It's gonna be straight black, no sponsors.
Straight black.
Love
78. 84, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
Refuses to give up.
Yeah, dude.
For his own team, for Legacy Motor Club.
This one's.
Then we got the 91 Elio Castroneves. I am so excited for
Yeah.
this. Grew up like a huge Elio fan, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I used to see him race at Texas.
That's right. Yeah.
For Trackhouse in their Project 91 car.
Yep.
Already locked in due to
Yep.
this. We don't even have time to talk about
No,
this rule,
I know.
but they have a rule now. If you ask 90 days ahead of time, you can get a provisional.
Yep.
It's only going to come into play at Daytona. It was in the charter agreement, evidently. So Justin saw that. I guess immediately called NASCAR.
Yeah.
So
Smart guy.
Yeah, smart. Yeah.
Dude, genius.
So Elio's locked in.
So does that mean there's only three spots
Yeah,
left?
yeah.
Wow.
So
And the top two are going to be coming from qualifying.
Yeah. So, what was your question before we get into this?
I didn't really have a question.
About Tricon.
Yeah, that to me, like, I guess more my question, not about Tricon, but more about Martin. Why do you think MTJ wants to just come back and run this race?
I think because he's never won it.
He's never won it?
Yeah.
But at the same time, let's be honest, do you think he has a shot to win in this Tricon car?
Yeah, because it's a Joe Gibbs car.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so Tricon is obviously the
But let's be honest, though. Joe Gibbs has never had a great shot at winning any super speedway.
I mean, Denny Hamlin's got 3 Daytona 500
Well,
wins.
Denny's Denny. You know, Martin's never won one.
Right, I know.
Okay.
But he wants to.
Yeah. Well,
These guys still put a lot of weight in it. We don't.
All right.
But the guys that
you're
do
right.
do.
You're
Yeah.
right. And I'll give them putting it into the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
Like as much as I shit on super speedways, it's a 500.
Right, yeah,
So-
yeah. It's important to them.
It is.
Yeah.
And to me, if you won the 500, I'll give you more slack than just winning Talladega in the spring.
Yeah, for some
you
reason.
know, for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
Yeah.
I will.
No, I'm the same way.
You know, but that was my kind of thing.
So what I wanted to say, and I don't have time to shit on Corey LaJoy. I hate that.
Yeah.
But I can't
Don't
stand
spend
guy.
the next 9 minutes.
Yeah.
doing
No,
that.
I got you. So I'm gonna make 2 lists here.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
At the top of both of our lists
Yeah.
is Elio Castroneves.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Give me your next 3, and don't rush through it. Take your
I
time.
won't.
Talk through it if you want to.
I honestly.
Can I pause real
Yeah.
quick? I'm sorry. I meant to say this earlier. So we talked about this provisional.
Yes.
In a perfect world, Elio locks in on speed,
Anyway.
and then it was never.
Right. Yeah.
That's what we want.
That's
right?
That's
Okay.
in a perfect
I just
world.
want to say that.
Yes.
Yep.
I think honestly, even if you took that provisional out, I would pick him.
Yeah.
He's
won the Indy 500 4 times.
4 times. Yeah.
Right.
No,
Like,
he knows how to hold it wide open.
Yeah.
Dude.
And that's 240 miles an hour.
Exactly.
So
no, he's
no
definitely
slouch.
on the list. He's
Yeah.
no slouch. To me, the next 3 names are going to be Justin Allgaier. I think he can do it in the Hendrick car.
Yeah.
You know, pretty much. I'm also gonna go. I'm gonna go MTJ, Joe Gibbs. They're gonna bring the speed to at least qualify him, right? Who knows what happens from there? So I think those are the 2 cars that get in qualifying wise.
Speed.
Yes.
Yep.
Speed wise. The and you may not agree with this one, but the duels, I think Anthony Alfredo.
Okay.
I think he is
Just like a anything can happen scenario.
anything can happen
Okay.
scenario, but at the same time, he's not a bad super speedway guy. We've seen him so many times. He has the experience, and I think the other guys on that list. And no offense to BJ, I know he has a lot of experience too, but I don't know. I have more hope in that Beard Motorsports car, maybe.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay. So
that's my 4.
Yeah, you got Elio, Allgaier, MTJ, Alfredo.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go with Allgaier as well,
Okay.
and I'm gonna go Truex as well.
Okay. So I was
we're
on
right
the
on the right.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not that mine's right. We're thinking
we're
the
yeah.
same. Here's where I'm worried.
Yeah.
The first ever time Corey LaJoy
Joy. He's gonna get in.
ran no.
Oh.
The first ever time he ran in the Daytona 500, he was in a open car. This might even been before charters. I can't remember.
Wow.
I can't remember. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't.
When there was no charters, it was a lot easier to get in, though.
No, because then there was still like a million cars.
Oh, yeah.
on it.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
This might have been charter. I can't remember.
Okay.
Long story short, Corley Joy not locked in.
Yeah.
He has to race. They didn't make it in on time. So he gets in the duels. It's coming up on the last lap. Reed Sorensen is in front of him.
Yeah.
Another open car puts him in the wall.
Yeah.
At 200 miles an hour.
Wrecks him.
Makes
get
the
in.
race.
Yeah.
And justifies it. Says, I'd wreck my mom to get in the Daytona 500.
Oh, would you?
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, this guy.
Like,
This
it's
guy.
one thing
Yeah.
if we're anywhere else, really.
Yeah.
Anywhere else. So, I say all that to say I am terrified
That
of what he's going to do.
Okay.
He's not going to qualify on speed.
No. No way, right?
No way.
No
It's
way.
a Rick Ware car.
Yeah.
So,
Has a Rick Ware car ever qualified on speed at Daytona 500?
I don't know when the last time they've had an open car because they've always been chartered.
That's right. They have been chartered.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So, I think you're throwing a dart at a board here.
Yeah.
So, what I'm going to do.
I know that's the hardest thing because there's so many open cars.
Yeah. So,
There's so many.
what I'm going to say is Jimmy
Jimmy.
has all the Toyota support.
Yeah.
He's also Jimmy.
He's also
But
Jimmy.
he's going to have JGR guys, 2311 guys,
Yeah.
possibly even Tricon if Truex is already qualified in.
Yeah.
And then, so you can see guys like, if Jimmy's in the back, get out of line, get back there and
Push
help
him.
him.
Yeah.
So, as long as there's no domestic terrorism from
Jimmy-
the 01 car,
Jimmy gets in.
Jimmy gets in.
Okay. And I'm just, again, as you know how I feel about Jimmy.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
You're
I
his
would,
biggest fan.
I would never pick Jimmy to do anything.
Right, right.
And I watched him barely scrape by to make the last Daytona 500.
Yeah, man, he had no business winning that.
No.
Or not, he didn't win, but getting in.
Yeah.
I mean, JJ Ellie ran the
JJ
better
Ellie
race.
whooped his
Yeah,
ass.
ran the better race.
Whooped his ass.
Yeah.
And
But
and again, that's another one that JJ Yaley is like, to me, him and Anthony Alfredo. And I don't know exactly how the duels will come down. Like, don't they split?
Yeah, they split the field.
They
in
split
two,
the
yeah.
field.
So it all depends on who's in your
thing.
in your duels.
It will be different. And I don't know
Yeah.
how they split. Do you know how they split?
based off qualifying.
Based off qualifying?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Like inside row,
Yeah,
outside row.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
And then your guy that so real quick, your top two from single car qualifying are locked.
All locked in.
1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Right. No
Yeah.
matter, they can wreck in the duel.
Yeah.
Well, if they wreck in the duel, go to the back of the field.
Yeah.
But like you can just pull off.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they'll do that. They'll take a couple laps,
And then,
see what the car's doing, and then they'll just pull it down.
yeah.
Which I have no problem with.
No, it's the duels.
It's the duels.
It's really like, it's one of those things that you would rather just see these 8 guys race. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know, and
that's
you
been
can't-
talked about before.
I know,
yeah.
but you can't do
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah,
I
you
completely
can't.
understand.
Yeah.
You cannot do that because that would be the most boring thing we've ever seen in our entire lives.
Yeah.
But, I mean, to me, if William Byron and I get the pole at Daytona.
He will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It'll be him and Byron.
It'll be
Or,
him.
I'm sorry, him and Bowman. Bowman.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's-
right,
it's
dude.
Daytona.
It's always them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bowman sat on the front row like 7 out of the last 8
God,
years.
that I
somewhere.
wish we could put a bet in
know.
right now for that.
He'd be negative 400.
It would be insane.
Yeah. But I love the duels, man. And everyone always gripes. They're like, oh, they're so boring. There's some idiot every year.
Yeah, that
That
pulls
flips
the
their
core
car.
of the joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's the
Like,
domestic terrorist.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like the first duel or whatever. If it's crazy, the second one will be a little more tame.
Yeah.
If the first one's tame, you're like somebody's
Second
on their
was
lid.
yeah, someone's
Always.
ready.
It's so weird.
And like you said, there's so many open cars, and I think all those guys want to make the race. So
Yeah.
We'll
Dude,
see.
Corey's gonna wreck somebody.
Corey will do that. Out of all those guys on that list, he's the only one that will become a domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
And kill everyone.
Yeah, dude.
He'll kill his own mom to make
Yeah,
it Daytona
evidently.
500. Yeah,
Evidently.
he doesn't care.
So yeah, I'm excited. We got a little clash time or
Yeah. Hit us up. Well, I'll watch your time. Hit it.
So I was
hit us
just-
with the kind of the
the
format.
format. Yeah,
real
so
quick.
Saturday they're gonna practice.
Yep.
And then the final practice session, they're gonna take like best lap times.
Yes.
And that'll seed the heat races.
Yep.
I think there's 4 heat races.
Yep.
It's kind of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I
I think there's 4 to 6.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah, 4 sounds right.
4?
I think.
I don't remember. Dude, I don't remember.
There's
I'm
going to be
sorry,
heat races.
There's going to be heat races.
I didn't look it up either.
I know.
I saw it at one point, but there's going to be heat races. I think it's like top 5
Okay.
out of the heat races
yeah.
qualify for the feature.
A-main.
Yeah, the A-main, really.
Yeah, let's
and then,
go.
so that'll all be Saturday. And then
Yeah,
on Sunday, before the A main is the last chance qualifier.
Yep.
They only take the top 2.
Oh,
How long do you think that race is?
Oh, it's a million years. They might be racing it on Monday. You think
No, like how many laps do you think?
Oh,
that last chance qualifier is?
Last chance qualifier should probably be 25, 30.
It's 75 laps.
Oh my god! What?
Which I don't care. Like,
I don't care either,
don't
but
care.
that's a long race.
It's a long
dude.
race for all the guys that didn't make it.
And then they're gonna have to turn around and race in the A main, which is 100.
If they make it,
if they make it.
But also, you just have to imagine the chaos of all these guys that didn't transfer.
Yeah.
Now have 75 laps to be the top 2.
Oh my god, dude.
So I'm kind of excited.
They might have to make a pit stop.
I know.
75?
75, but it's Bowman Gray. I mean, it's quarter mile.
I know, but golly,
Yeah.
75
That
laps.
A main, as we're calling it now, is 200 laps.
Yeah, I know.
Which is fine.
Dude, I know. It's
I promise you, even with the 75 and 200 at the end, you're gonna be like, I could have watched a little
one
more.
more. No, dude, I'm super excited about the
I just
format.
think it's hilarious that the last chance qualifier is 75.
laps. That's so many.
hilarious.
It's so funny. Oh, and to me, and a lot of it's been you just getting me into more dirt racing and stuff like that. I love this format personally.
No, I do too. Yeah, it's
I
fun.
think it exonifies the best racing that we see. You know what I mean? Like, it really puts the guys that bring a good car to the track. They race good. They still have to do it. They have to win their heat races to qualify for the A main. You know, all this type of stuff. I love that. And I'm excited to see. I hope NASCAR kind of builds on this. Not that I want to get into this is what we should do on Sundays.
Right.
But maybe this is the new All-Star format.
Be great. Yeah.
To me,
especially if it's going to stay at Wilkesboro.
Exactly. To me, if you get it off of a quarter-mile track, no offense to Bowman Gray, whatever.
All the offense to Bowman Gray.
I would love to see a little bit longer track, personally, to where these cars can wind out. We know how this is going to go. We're not going to be able to pass.
No, it's going to be more. It's going to be more narrow than the
stadium tracks. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's go to South Boston. You know what I mean? Go
really anywhere,
dude. That has like 2 lines or something that you can do. But I am very excited about this format. I think this is the best thing they could have done in a while. To me, they're going back to some grassroots stuff.
Yeah.
How every other kind of series in at least North America kind of do things. You know. And
I agree.
And to me, that's more fun.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I can't wait.
You gonna be able to watch Saturday?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll be
And
back
Sunday?
early. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be back early. I'm going to
Cool.
Indiana this weekend. So
Nice.
But I'll be back at least around 11 or 12.
Okay.
So
yeah, I think it starts mid-afternoon, late afternoon, Saturday. Sunday, I think they're like prime time.
Yeah, they're like night racing.
Yeah.
Or right?
Yeah, because they put up new lights there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. They better.
But dude, I mean, the history of Bowman Gray is cool.
Yeah.
I'm not taking anything away from that. But that place is like insane.
That place is where you should see like Cars Tour go. Not
even that.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
it's not somewhere we should see NASCAR.
and then when they put the safer barrier, I mean that's what really.
Why are we putting the safer barrier up when they're not even going?
To.
I know, but they're not even
to.
going like 80.
That's like their standard, though.
It's so dumb.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm
Okay,
just saying,
that's all I'm saying is like, to me, the potential was kind of there to see if they could run too long. I know. Again, I don't know if I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
And I know that's their standard. And all the tracks that NASCAR actually goes to, there needs to be safer barriers.
Yeah.
Completely understand that. But if we're going to go to absolutely tiny tracks, not so sure you need a safer barrier.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Now,
is
maybe
that
with this car, I don't know.
But,
but no, I'm with you.
You see what I mean? No, it's annoying because it does make the racing worse because you're losing track.
Yes,
you're losing track
on a short track,
on a tiny track, not just a short track.
Kind of unrelated. Have you ever seen some of these ARCA races where they go to like some of these smaller short tracks that are older? And they don't have safer barriers.
Oh, yeah.
And they still have to have safer barriers. So they put these giant styrofoam blocks up. Have you seen that?
I've seen pictures
and then,
of
like,
that.
they wreck.
Yes.
And there's just shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And then they just put they turn like the block over and they put it back.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think we're doing anything.
No, we're not doing anything.
And it looks weird.
Yeah. So bad.
At least this isn't that bad, but it's not good.
No, it's not. It's gonna and it again. They do like 3/4 of the thing right, then they kill something.
Yes.
And again, I know I don't want anyone to get hurt.
No,
that's not what we're harping on. We're just harping on that this is a tiny track. You can't get that fast anyway.
Yeah, and it's like if you
this is the safest car they've had in forever. You don't think we could take an 80-mile hit into the wall?
Here's my thing.
Okay.
If you want a 1/4 mile clash,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
obviously they do.
Yes, because they keep doing it.
Because they keep doing it,
yeah.
which is I'm not really opposed to that.
No,
it's the clash. I don't take it too seriously.
No.
Why didn't you take? We know we can build this track anywhere, right?
I know.
I'm going to blow your mind here.
I know. No, we've talked about this.
No, I'm going to blow your mind even more.
Oh,
because
okay.
I've always said let's move it around, right?
Yes.
And everyone's like, well, the Clash, it used to be a Daytona.
Yes.
It was just another race.
I know.
Let's build the Clash track in the infield of Daytona.
That would be cool. That would be cool. Just keep it there at Daytona.
Then we have Speed Weeks back.
Yeah. You have
build it on. I mean, I understand the grass is immaculate there.
Yeah. Who cares?
But what they used to do way back in the day, I say way back in the day, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
They had a short track race on the backstretch of Daytona. And they just like put cones out. And they'd have a 1/4 mile track.
Okay.
And they used to have grandstands back there. I don't think they do anymore.
Yeah, but, I mean,
I'd put it on the grass.
I mean, yeah, if we're gonna build one there, but I still think we should travel this around.
I do too. I'm trying to compromise with whatever NASCAR's thinking.
I know, but NASCAR should be thinking to travel this thing around, like literally get out of the Southeast, start going to these college stadiums, go to Penn State, go to Ohio State, dude. Yeah. These people will show out for this thing because. You go to a college town this time of year, there's nothing to do.
I know.
There's nothing to do.
We've said it before, like, you could put it in Neyland. It would sell out.
It would sell out. It would sell. That's why I didn't even say Neyland, because I'm just giving us the benefit of the doubt that there's probably more NASCAR fans than there maybe is in Penn State or Ohio State. You go to these Big Ten stadiums. You go to any other stadium. You could put it in Lucas Oil.
I know.
In indoor,
yeah.
I mean, you could.
Perfect.
Dude, it would be amazing.
You put it in the dome in St. Louis.
Yes, you could. It's like, you're losing that advantage because it would sell out. And to me, at least it would get those people to watch the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
I mean, and to me, if you get the views up on the Daytona 500, who knows what can happen from there.
Yeah.
Because that race is always, for the stupid fans, no offense, if you love the Daytona 500 and love the chaos, dude, they're going to be bought in for maybe 2 or 3 more weeks.
Right.
Because then you have Atlanta.
I think that's especially why they put Atlanta next.
Exactly. Because then you have Atlanta.
I think what you really do with that format is you pique the interest of the people that probably aren't going to ever be race fans.
Yes.
And they get all this hype, and then we go to, like, Richmond.
Yeah.
And they're like, what is this?
I know.
And then I think they leave.
That's fine.
So I don't know why we're chasing that person.
I don't know what. You're probably right, but at the same time, I see it from a business perspective. Like,
but the ratings have never gone up.
Overall, yes.
No matter the format, I did that. Whenever
I know. We did a whole thing.
I just feel like we're chasing ghosts.
Yeah.
We need more, right? I'm not giving up. It's like whatever we're doing is not working.
Yeah. I know. That's why I'm saying travel. See what happens. See what, and dude, maybe you get a 10-year-old there that gets his dad to turn the race on every week. Who knows? Maybe he finds it. Maybe, again, I know how it is when you go to those places, dude. You make the drivers show up. You make them do your meet and greets, everything, dude. They're there the whole time. You're getting to meet these guys. You're getting to meet professional race car drivers that you can see on TV. Who knows how that changes things?
No, I agree.
Because maybe we're trying to think of a target audience from our age, when maybe if you would just go after the 10-year-old that watches WWE.
No, I know. That was me.
You know, you get him to watch on Sundays now. It doesn't even interfere with WWE because you can watch that shit on Netflix later. So who cares?
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's a good point because, I mean, I was obsessed with it as a kid.
Exactly.
And it stayed ever since.
Exactly. You just get involved then, turn it on, who knows? Like you said, it may get a little dull. Who know? But you don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
You don't know.
Last thing before we close, I just want to know, NASCAR owned the safer barrier, the fence, the lights, all that. Where did all that stuff go?
Yeah.
Is that in a storage locker somewhere?
Yeah. It's collected.
Isn't that dumb? What are you going to sell that on Facebook Marketplace?
No.
I want to see that. I want to see that ad on Facebook Marketplace.
I would, yeah.
$250 of safer barrier, fencing, lights, and paving equipment.
Paving equipment.
$450.
Yeah. OBO.
Yeah. Bring a trailer.
Yeah.
But it's just funny to me. They invested all that and they just gave up on it.
I know. They gave up so quick.
So quick. 3 years. 3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
And they didn't even try to move it. Like, to me, you should be talking.
They had a 3-year contract with LA.
I know.
So you have 3 years to go.
It's not like
put it anywhere else.
Anywhere else. No other stadium is being used right now. It's not like you're competing with the college football playoff is way done. Like, even wherever they go.
Yeah. You put it in Mercedes-Benz.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know how cool that would be?
I
you can put it in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You can put it anywhere. Any of these places. And you don't even... To me, it's like they're not even trying.
No, I agree.
And I would be... If it was in Atlanta... Like, I 100% would go if it was in Knoxville. But you know what I mean? But if it was in Atlanta, I'd definitely call you. Be like, are we exactly? Are we getting tickets? Yeah, we'd probably be going.
Yep.
Dude, if it was in Louisiana, I'd be like,
maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
Depending on how his work schedule went out, you'd be like, well, dude, I ain't doing anything. I can squeeze it in.
Yeah.
So it's like, God.
I'm with you. All right, how are we doing on time?
We're at 140.
140. So let's close it out. Yeah. We're trying to keep these bonus ones a little shorter.
Yeah.
With the exception of the trivia one. That
exactly.
Was half
it got
a day.
long. It got long. But last thing I'll say before we close, hopefully this link, when we post this video, I have a link to the Patreon. So all we're asking for is for you to subscribe to that. It's completely free, and we're just asking for donations. So a lot of the feedback that we've been hearing from last year was I would listen more if it was on Spotify and Apple Music or Apple Podcasts. Okay. What I'm telling you now is that the season 2, not this episode. This episode will be on YouTube. When we come back next week for the duels after Bowman Gray, we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to go into the I guess it'll be 2 weeks. Maybe, whatever. Yeah. Whenever we decide to drop the first episode will be on YouTube. It'll also be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And with your guys' help, that's what we'll be able to do. And so I honestly, no offense to, offense to the fans. If I don't see anything,
we're going to keep doing this.
Yeah. If I don't see any plus numbers or no one donates, we're not going to do it because we enjoy doing this. It's our best cost-effective thing. Not that I don't mind to pay. We bought all this stuff that we have here, and we hope you enjoy it. But at the same time, we're not going to sit here and lose money to do something that we enjoy.
That's right.
So if you guys want to listen, and we love you guys for listening, we really appreciate it. That's not what I was getting at. But at the same time, it comes down to you guys holding yourselves responsible. That said you're going to listen on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I will guarantee that we're going to put it on there for a year. And if I don't see any difference on the numbers, because I check them. Don't you worry. I check them, Sanders.
Yeah.
I check them all the time because I want to know. I want to know how it goes, what content you guys like. Again, I put that out there last week. What kind of content you guys want to see? Put it down, dude. We'll try to do it somehow if we think it's a good idea. But listen to it if you want to, because it's going to be on there. It's going to be way easier. You can lock your phone now if you don't have YouTube Premium or whatever it is. So, but that's the biggest thing. I wanted to get that out before we got the first episode, but the Patreon should be linked in here. Any donations will go the longest way, and they're going straight back into the podcast. That's all they're doing. They're going straight to pay everything. If we get a surplus of money because you guys are amazing, we're going to buy better equipment. We already have even more stuff that we want to do. I mean, we're looking at all kinds of different things. So it'll go right back to you guys. We made it free. We're not going to post anything on Patreon. It'll still all be on YouTube. So, but that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm excited, man. You ready?
Perfect. Yeah. We're passing the plate.
Yeah.
So
it's to you guys now. See what y'all do.
Stand up, sing a song, get in your wallet.
Something. Yeah. Let's do it.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Spencer. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you.
2 weeks.